Now, dear students, we shall take up the next few lines of the poem. And the next few lines are: But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale, as a late winter's moon. Now, her here refers to the poet's aged mother, and as she is in her declining stage of health, she looks pale, cold like a corpse, and like a colorless, dull later winter season. So now here, as she is writing that when she was standing few yards away, she looked at her back, and she found her, and she compares her like a late winter's moon. Now, late winter's moon here symbolizing the coldness and colorless. There was a dullness on her face, and the reason was the same, because of her old age, because of her weakness. The all color and brightness and magnificence and the beauty was gone from her face. So that is why she is comparing her mother with the late winter moon. So this is, simile she has used. It is a poetic device, and she is similarizing the mother's pale and withered face to the late winter's moon. Now, as in winters, moon is covered and dimmed in the thick fog and mist, and the thick cover of the winter of old age has made the mother weak, pale, withered, inactive, and spiritless. This is what she is trying to tell you about her mother. So all the brightness and all the magnificence is gone, and she is very, very dull, like a late winter's moon. Now the last few lines of the poem are: and felt that old, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Now, very touching lines of this poem. As she was departing from her mother, the only thing that she could give back to her mother was smile, smile, and smile. And behind her smile, a deep feeling of pain, agony, and hope is, hidden. So, she's talking about the familiar ache here in this stanza, in the last few lines of the poem. Now, what does this familiar ache stands for? Now, this is something, a kind of a pain. Ache, you mean? Ache, understand what is the meaning of ache. Ache means pain. And this pain is something like which is familiar to her. Now, how it becomes familiar? Because right from the childhood, she's been living in this pain that one day she's going to lose her mother. And this is why she is calling this ache and pain as a familiar pain. So this shows that she has been going through all these kind of pain and haunting thoughts in her mind, that one day it will come in her life that when she is going to lose her mother. So the familiar ache refers to the poet's fear of losing her mother, and the realization that she has not cared and cannot care of her aging mother, as she is living in some other town, and she cannot take her mother along with her. So this is also a kind of realization that she is going through, and this is also an ache and pain that she is going through. And also there is a pain of separation in her mind and in her heart, that very soon she is going to lose her mother, and she is getting departed, and maybe next time she'll not be able to see her mother standing alive and saying goodbye to her. So that fear of separation from the mother or the mother's death is lying in her mind and in her heart. So basically, the poet's childhood fear was that she would lose her mother and that death would consume her mother. So this is her familiar ache that she is talking about. And then in the last line, she is saying that all I could say was, see you soon, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. So now you would be asking that why couldn't she share all these thoughts and these familiar ache that she was going through with her mother? Yes, she could easily discuss these things. She could easily tell her mother that, Amma, I'm going through this pain and I'm realizing that I would be losing you. So she did not share her thoughts with her mother because they were, caused by her own fear. And sharing these thoughts and pains would have caused nothing but worries to the old, frail woman who was very near to die, very near to death. So that is why she dropped this idea. She would have dropped this idea to share all these things with her Amma, with her mother. Now the poet only smiled to hide her anxiety, her fear of the unknown. Unknown means she cannot predict that when will this happen. She's only assuming that might be next time, might be in her next visit, she won't be able to see her mother alive. So it is her own imagination, her own fear, and that is why she is going through all these unknown anxieties and fear. But this is for sure that very soon she is going to lose her mother, as the condition and appearance of her mother was telling her. So besides, she wanted to bid a cheerful farewell to her mother before boarding the flight, giving a very hollow kind of a promise that, see you soon, Amma. As she is writing here, that she said all I could say, that see you soon, Amma. So this smile was, kind of a meaningless smile, but still she had to give it, to just give a hope to her mother and to herself, that it was a hollow hope, hollow promise, but still she had to do it because she wanted to go back with this hope that might be next time when she'll arrive again, when she'll visit her mother again, they will meet. And that is why that fear, that anxiety, that hope was hidden behind her smile. So the ending of the poem is a bit full of hope and full of promises, but nobody knows that in the next visit they would be able to meet, would be able to see each other or not. So this is all about the poem. So the poem is rich in imagery, and Kamala Das uses the device of comparison and contrast. The use of simile is really very, very effective in the whole poem. And the face of the poet's old mother is described as ashen. Now this ashen face is like that of a corpse. And the poet uses another simile, that the wan, pale face of the mother is compared to a late winter's moon. So the poem excels in contrasts, and the old dozing lady inside is contrasted with the young trees sprinting and merry children spilling out of their homes. So the whole poem, you may say, is full of contrast and comparison and similes and beautifully imagery. So the mixed bag of all emotions, feelings, pain, ache, and sufferings, hopes, and assurance to meet again. And this is what she tries to hide in the end of the poem. I hope that you have understood the poem, and We'll meet again with the next online lectures. Thank you.